refresh this. Hey guys, how you guys doing? Hope you're all doing very well. So I'm gonna just put some music up. Okay, let me have a look here. Okay, to begin this stream, I want to sort of go through these so-called leaks that these other guys have been going through, uh, because the thing about leaks is like so far a lot of these leaks say, oh, like you always start with taken from a private game dev Discord. Here's the thing: whenever these leaks say from a game dev, whether it's a private Discord or anything like that, you pretty much know it's going to be fake. Now, if any developers or anything like that do decide to go give it this like information about the next expansion, it's all going to be pure fluff. It is not going to be any sort of thing in there. In fact, if anything, I my guess is they would probably make something up or whatever. They'll have something prepared beforehand as a way to sort of throw people off the scent, and they might have a couple of clues within, uh, just to sort of tease, but not actually give what's coming away. But like, so the idea of going through this really is just just my my perspective on what I would imagine, like sort of ideas. Um, so take it with a of course, with any leak, take it with a big grain of salt. So, all marketing being put together as a tagline, Azeroth has awoken. I don't think she's healed from her wounds yet. Not after one expansion. I mean, well, no, because the whole idea of Shadowlands was that time flows very differently. So then it really sort of begs the question: how long have we been away? Was it like Warlords where it's 35 years? Let's see, new race Black Dragons. Now, this was sort of kind of covered in a previous stream. So, let's have a look. How do you spell Dragnids? Okay, Dragonkin. So, first of all, just Black Dragons? No, it doesn't work like that, really. Infinite Dragonfly is one thing, but just Black Dragons, you can't. Dude, firstly, when the dragon aspects came together, they were as one unit. In fact, they were a unit before anything, before there was even the dragon aspects. It has to be from all flights, I'm afraid. You can't just have just the black dragons, really. So the only way to do that is race dragons, and then as a subsection, when you're customizing, you just click which race you like, which dragon flight you want to be a part of. Having said that, there's only two dragons that you can really be, in my opinion. So you've got those guys, the big bulky dudes like that, or you got, these guys. They're the only two types I can think that is playable, that can be um, that can possibly be classes like warrior, rogue, mage, all them kind of classes that, if that's what they are going to be. World shaping. Okay, well, cross that when we get there. I just hope it's nothing like uh, what we've gotten thus far. So, in the fight with the jailer, Azeroth is ruptured. We beat the jailer and save the planet. Is Zereth Moor technically a planet then? Because I somehow don't think so, unless we're talking about Azeroth. But we don't go back to Azeroth. But there's consequences. Some stay a while and listen. Events after the fight describe the state of Azeroth. Magni reverts back from his diamond form. Why? Because if no, just no, I doubt that very much. Pre-expansion event being put together is huge. Lots of reused events like earthquakes and invasions, but also a massive time-walking event. It's being designed as a mini season of mastery across lots of Azeroth-centric dungeons and raids. Devs want players familiar with the history of Azeroth before 10.0, a big tour of old events and lore. No, because that'll be like the biggest pre-patch, I think. I very much doubt they're going to pour a lot of resources into just the pre-patch, and then have to do a lot of for the expansion as well. No, I doubt it. I think the only way they could actually implement something like that, ideally, I mean, the perfect thing off the top of my head would be Caverns of Time, but at like key moments. So, like, you can put, the Stonemasons Guild, which eventually became the Defiances. Um, you can even do. I mean, we've got the Culling, Stratho. You know, why not the start of the Silver Hand? Or let me think. What would actually be quite a good one? Trying to think at the top of my head, because we've already got Well of Eternity, so we've already gotten that in there. We could potentially have involved books. Dawn of the Aspects, help the Dragonflights against Galakrond. Another Caverns of Time dungeon right there. Graves, Trogs, Quillbore, Mantid, and elemental invasions across most of Kalimdor, Eastern Kingdoms, Northrend and Pandaria, and also Kultira, Sandalar, and the Broken Isles. New World boss Garadon, son of Galakrond. See? Caverns of Time, Dawn of the Aspects. Put that moment in the Caverns of Time. Hello, Mr. Bot. Hello, Mr. Bot. Let's ban you. Let's remove you. Remove. Report. There we go. Okay, so now what we've got to do is refresh the chat. I am so sorry for that, guys. Yeah, so if they're serious on this little section here, like I just said, take the snippet from Dawn of the Aspects, and do the whole uh, aspects versus Galakrond and learn who Galakrond is. There you go. Feeds right into the one before. Okay, sorry about that. Nuke's back. New expansion 10.0 cinematic being put together is the biggest Blizzard ever produced. The entire cinema team has been developing this for over the year. What about the cinematics we got? I mean, it sort of explains why they're lackluster, but at the same time, it's not like they've just stopped working for it. All Shadowlands pre-rendered cinematics were scrapped. That's why there's cinematics in Shadowlands. Hello? Was scrapped and the whole team moved on to this. Is a love letter to Azeroth, mirrors the original WoW launch cinematic, and ends with Azeroth being born. See, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. Like, thought that, I just had the word and it's gone out of my mind. The sentiment is nice, but no. Just no. The best thing you can do is to do some sort of like panes over the zones and, you know, don't do the original WoW, do the Cataclysm one, but have like panes over what the zones were originally, what they turned into after the Cataclysm, and then turn it back to how it is after Shadowlands. Because the zones has not changed. All the zones have not changed whatsoever since Cataclysm. So it's the third expansion, and we're on the eighth. So original. So hang on. TBC, Wrath, Kata. That's the third. Cataclysm. What was it then? Mist of Pandaria. Walls of Draenor. Legion. Battle for Azeroth, Shadowlands. So we're on the 8th. And whatever this next expansion is going to be, excuse me, whatever the next expansion is going to be, more than likely, see, it depends on how Blizzard interprets time moves differently. Because it could mean that back on Azeroth, in our own reality, it could either be got like years or decades that could have gone past, or just a few hours, and that's what I'm saying. Like that's the question. So if it's been, I mean, even if it's just a few hours, it's canonically it's been. If we're talking about 2 years per expansion in the game, not just like released, but if each expansion is 2 years, you're looking at what? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 years. So in some respects, I kind of expect Azeroth to have changed somewhat during that time. Whether it's healed and then Targaryen stabbed Azeroth and then it imploded again or whatever. But you get what I'm saying, right? I hope. As a result, the Jailers of Soul, Azeroth the Eternal, is born from the world Soul. She's a dragon, sort of. I don't know, because Titans are metallic skinned. I mean, that's not to say they can't be in a form of a dragon. But all the Titans, well, the only the Titans that we know of have been humanoid. They have not been dragonkin. Maybe the progenitors was, but differences, you see. All world souls are unique, and Azeroth essence has indirectly shaped the planet for eons. I'm not going to go there. Dragons are tied directly to Azeroth, who is sort of the dragon progenitor. I mean, it couldn't have just been dragons. I don't think. Once players reach Dragon Isles, they work directly with Azeroth to reshape the world. The story here is that the planet has taken a beating over the last couple of decades. Oh, well, there you go. And it is having dire consequences for everyone living there. I don't know how to interpret that because, like, the last major sort of cataclysmic event that really, I mean, sure, Sargeras had like wounded, like, plunged his, no, get your heads out of the gutters. Um, no, but it did like, stab the planet. Um, but on a more global scale, the last time anything that cataclysmic was Deathwing. Just saying. Um, Azeroth as a character describes sort of like Lilu from Fifth Element, a supreme being but with the mind of a child. Players need to help her unlock her powers to heal the planet. She's in a temple on Dragon Isles with Thrall and Rathian, lots of Earthwater lore as as the three of them try to do what Deathwing couldn't. See, that's fine, but the dragons aren't solely consisting of black dragons. And considering what Rathian had made rogues do in Cataclysm, I mean, there may only be, I think, as far as I know, there's only two black dragons. One is Rathian, and the other one was Eben something. I can't remember the High Mountain Tauren. So, just saying. Right. Azeroth has her own talent tree. Looks very much like old school talent trees. Players help her by training her via this tree. Each talent is also usable by players through the World Bond ability. See, if that happens to be true, I kind of called this in one of my very, very early videos about how classic talent trees and current talent trees could work together. But it wasn't a sort of, there's no separation in terms of, like, so the idea is the old style talent trees were actually that they're not like named after the actual specializations, but they're more like defensive, offensive, and utility kind of labels. But then they're supposed to not only improve your toolkit but also complement your playstyle. So assassination rogues, they have their normal sort of poison build, but they also have a bleed build, sort of shying away from poisons and more into bleeding. So having again those two different playstyles, but then the old school talent trees to sort of complement that and make it a bit more sort of fleshed out. Warriors had gladiator stance at one point. Ideas, guys. But otherwise, it's the only way I can see that working is if it was something that leveled up with you, and then the final talent when you reach cap is something that affects endgame, whereas like all the other ones just affect the open world. Um, but then like after that, it's just like if it was to go further after that, it would be more again just like it won't. I don't. Yeah, I would say to complement your playstyle, similar to what I've said about the talent trees, but instead it just complements your playstyle a bit more in whatever way. Like I said, with like the bleed building, so you can have something that increases damage if it bleeds, or I'm not sure. I'm very tired at the moment, so I'm very terrible at trying to explain what I'm trying to. I'm terrible at explaining my point at this point. New abilities are like Covenant abilities, but no additional locked-in choices. Everyone gets the same abilities. Abilities have secondary effects depending on the zone you're in. One example is an ability like Abomination Limb that also works like a grapple hook. Thing is, Legion, and I think to a degree BFA could be both. More so in Legion, you had the grapple gun, and now it's a talent. Come on, or abilities even. But no, I don't. I would rather. Hmm, I'd rather have an additional effect on a piece of gear than to have something like Covenants again. I mean, the Covenants just like it's different if it were cosmetic and for the story. That's about it. But if you're going to like tie player power, no, just no. I'd rather have just like the player power come from things like just put it into other bits of content. Don't put it into something that just that involves heavily on the story, um, like Covenants. If you're going to do something like Covenants and it has its own campaign, have it that be cosmetic. Did I just double back on myself just then? I think I did. Oh, terrible me. Ow. Dragonite zones will change over time via world shaping. Some pretty cool massive changes like a whole zone turning from a desert into a forest zone. Okay, so I would rather. What would be cool is if they did like uh the Thundering Isles, but when you unlock the next bit, previous area changes um based on you know how you went about unlocking the stage or something. Whatever is like whatever is the highest activity, it changes to reflect that. World shaping unlocks new abilities in each zone. Wall walking, flying, teleporting, spectral sight, treasure finding, things we already have in the game. So that is just fake. Some older zones in Eastern Kingdom, some older zones in Eastern Kingdoms and Kalimdor will be getting big updates during the expansion. Well, as long as it's over time, that's fine. Works like Worgen, yes, but Here's the thing. I mean, it's really hard to say. It's really hard to say because on the one hand, like, I would much rather have a humanoid form like Deathwing's humanoid form rather than Rathian's. And like I say, the dragon form would be more of like, the ones on that has 6 legs or 2 legs and 2 arms, not the 4-legged ones with wings. Dragon form is mainly used for travel and two racial abilities. Story will explain why black dragons need to learn how to fight like water. It's not just it's not just black dragons. It's green dragons and red dragons, blue dragons, bronze dragons, all kinds of dragons. Why are black dragons all of a sudden special? Black dragons can, well, right? Dragons can be warrior, mage, rogue, hunter. Yeah. Dragon druid lore and shapeshift forms are super fun. Why are they druids again? That doesn't make any. See, why would a black dragon care about druids? Mages, warriors, rogues, and warlocks, I can understand. Like 4 or maybe 5 of those, I can understand. But black dragons don't care about druids. Green dragons do. So again, can't be true. Rathian has been trying to restore the black dragonfly since Kata. That's why he hasn't killed off, then, is it? I could understand a change of heart from Legion, but since Cataclysm, in fact, in Cataclysm, Rathian had rogues kill the Black Dragons. Whether that's because the only way to make sense of that is if there was some tangible reason for that. Since the battle with Deathwing, all dragon aspects have been losing their magic. New dragons, it doesn't say black dragons, it says new dragons. Need to learn how to fight alongside mortal races to save their race. So why has there been so much emphasis on black dragons when it just says new dragons there to fight? New dragons need to learn how to fight alongside mortal races. Rathian has been Rathian's big thing is reversing the loss of magic from dragons completely and protecting. See, protecting his fly is one thing. Stuff like that. Finding out how to get more black dragons, yeah, fine. Like, that's fine, uncorrupted and all that. But he's had rogues kill black dragons. And to his knowledge, he's the only one. So, a bit shady. Since the. Yeah, no, I did that. No big bad in 10.0, but there are infinite dragons, netherwing, and some new dragon are specific proto races. There's a pretty fun Trog progenitor race that's actually super advanced and intelligent. Going back to smaller zone contained stories, big focus on discovery, soft rebooting of Azeroth, the planet, and setting up future conflicts. Right, okay. Well, it's all well and good that there's been huge, just big no-nos in there. Big no-nos. Absolutely big no-nos. Okay, so this for now. Let's pause this. I need to exit this. Okay, that's slightly annoying. It doesn't actually close properly. Okay, let's play some Phasmo.
Welcome back. I've got some jobs ready for you.
Close this. Go back to here. Okay. Let's try Willow. Yeah, let's go for it. Another freaking bot.
Alright, we're here. Take a look at the equipment and prepare accordingly before starting the investigation.
Remove.
I've also written some notes on the whiteboard if you need them.
Report unwanted commercial content or spam.
Reports of light switching.
There we go.
Possibly harmless, but be careful out there.
Okay. Okay, Sandra Taylor. Alright. Oh, I keep going to the right because I've been playing so much Tanglewood. Alright. Let's see what we got. No tarot cards. That's fine. No mirror. Well. Wait, what? Right, as far as I know, it's here in the front room. Trap you in there. Breaker? Yeah. A summoning circle. Oh, it's definitely hanging around in there a lot. Ouija board? Okay. Oh, wait. Ghost event. Where's the bone? Goodbye. Bedroom. It's a foot. Okay, where's the light switch? It's very bright in here. Huh. Just put that there. Grab more equipment. Let's go spirit box and video cam. Nope. Put that there like so. Where are you?
Away.
have spirit box. Could be the twins or a mimic. Let's go with dots and UV. Fingerprints. Mimic. Jeez, man. The only real way I'm gonna be able to do anything. Where did I leave the? Did I leave the camera? Right here. Photos. Yeah. Okay. So, what are the objectives? Let's have a look. Crucifix. Yeah, I might as well. Okay, well there hasn't been. It can be. Oh, it can't be the twins. Phantom or Poltergeist. Yeah, I see ya. I just need a lighter and thingy. Smudge stick. Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna open this. I'm gonna put this over here. Grab one of these. You there. Hide and seek. Nope. You didn't see anything.
Welcome back. I've prepared some jobs for you.
Well, okay then. Um, this is going to be a short stream, I'm afraid. Uh, guys, I'm going to stream again later, maybe. And if not, I'll do like a really long stream tomorrow. I am not feeling too great. So until later, guys, take care.